Welcome back to Pennsylvania Outdoor Life. You know, the state of Pennsylvania has animal rehabilitators dotted throughout it. Not as many as there used to be, but the Pocono Wildlife Rehabilitation Center, they actually take in most of this area, but they'll take animals from anywhere. Now, we've heard from Susan. We're going to hear from Janine Tancredi. She's the other executive director, and they're going to tell us what they're preparing for in the next couple of months. So somebody finds an injured or orphaned animal and they bring it to you. There's a lot that goes into that, right? A complete inspection and evaluation.
It's enormous. That's the one thing why we chose to get an x-ray machine when we took over the facility, is that it, for one, it cuts down on costs. The initial cost, but it cuts down on costs, and for two, it cuts down on suffering, pain and suffering, because usually you get an animal in, you're waiting 2 to 3 days to get in with a vet, you're transporting them to the vet, which is also high stress, and now we can take them in, we examine them, we take them up, we've found more bullets, we've found more crime scenes than anything. And we can initially know, is this fixable, is this not fixable? Because we take a picture, we send it to our vets. They tell us, yeah, that can be fixed, or no, it's not savable.
This is a barred owl. He came in with electrocution and severe head trauma. So typically with electrocution, they require a lot of fluids. He's unable to use this foot quite yet. That's the foot that was charred, and I'm pretty sure that's the foot that he was electrocuted in. He also has the band across the back of his wings, usually with electrocution. Samson, do you want to come over and show them? There's a line that goes across the back of their wings. It's okay, buddy. That you can tell when a bird's been electrocuted.
No
it typically
kidding.
goes across both of their back wings. So he still has some residuals of head trauma. So he's on meloxicam, injectable meloxicam twice a day. We're switching over to oral today. And we're doing the foot wrap on him to force his talons open so that he kind of gets the feel of what that's going to be again once he recovers.
So dumb question, but like electrocution, just grab the wrong wire, is that it? You
Yep,
think?
very
Something like that?
possible. Yep, and then a result of that would be come crashing to the ground.
Right.
Which,
Oh,
the head trauma. Yep.
Right.
So Samson's going to be doing some fluids, tubing some fluids.
So you're physically opening its mouth.
You have to make sure when doing that too that it doesn't come back up, because in the back of their throat, their glottis, if you wind up getting fluid into that hole in their mouth, they can actually aspirate that back into their lungs. So you have to be super cautious. You have to make sure the tube is down far enough correctly.
Have you seen, when did you get it?
4 nights ago.
Have you seen improvement?
Oh yeah. He couldn't open his eyes when he first came in.
Oh, no kidding.
He was falling over, so there's been dramatic improvement.
So releasable, do you think?
Definitely releasable. The foot's going to take some time. We want to make sure that he's able to live prey test. So Samson's like our lead on the birds. So once he's able to actually perch with both talons, he'll be put out into a flight enclosure. And at that point, he'll be prey tested to make sure that he can actually hunt live prey and make sure that he's able to fly properly. And then he'll be released back.
This is just one of the animals that you're taking care of right now, right?
One of many,
One
yeah.
of many. So this not only entails a lot of manpower and a lot of space and a lot of medical equipment, but it's costly.
It's very costly. When we have, in the prime of baby season, these are filled with 6 to 10 babies at a time in each tank. And we're talking about baby squirrels, which need to be each one individually bottle fed and weighed. You know, you have to poop them.
Yep.
Because they're too young. And then you have the opossums. They have to be tubed. And there's only a few qualified that we allow to do it. You can't just randomly let a volunteer do something like that. It has to be someone that's been trained and comfortable with it, because you can end up killing them.
Sure.
Because you can perforate the belly, the stomach. And so that has to be done. And that's for bunnies and opossums. And bunnies, the count on bunnies is beyond.
So I would imagine, even if you've got trained people handling the amount of animals you're expecting in here, that you just get done with the last one and it's time to feed the first
yeah.
one again. It's
Yeah,
like nonstop.
we start at, it's 7, 11, 3, 7, and 11. And so we're feeding, once we're done everybody, we're feeding, once we're done everybody, we're feeding, you know, so it's a constant. And that's just the mammals. We haven't even gone to the baby birds.
Right.
The amount of baby birds we get in, and depending on the stage of life they're in, and depending on what kind, they have to be separated into different groups, and one set can't be with another set because they'll stomp on them, and because that's what they are inbred to do. And so they're very time consuming as well. And we get little baby birds in like this size.
Yeah, everybody sees them and they instantly think
and
about you.
Just so you know, the myth is you can't put them back in the nest if you touch them. That's absolutely not true. Whether it's a mammal or a bird, if you can reach the nest, put them back in. Okay. They will not.
Mom's not kicking them back.
Not kicking them out.
This injured pileated woodpecker ended up at the center and needed some orthopedic surgery.
So he has a makeshift. We were trying to figure out a way that we could prevent him from pecking at his leg because he has a fixator in there that actually is healing the bone that was broken. There is no way, it was broken in 3 different pieces. Right. So there was no way to fix that without a fixator being put in that. So in 4 weeks, it'll be re-x-rayed. We can take the images here, send them to the surgeon who did it.
All this costs money, and I saw on your Facebook page where you put like a campaign kind of thing. We're getting ready for the spring, and we need your help.
Yes.
Tell me about how much money are you thinking about, and how is that campaign going?
So just on formula alone, it's about $8,000 to $10,000 a year. Just on formula alone. That's for all the mammal formulas. And then we're talking about all the bird formulas. So you have to do there's a special mix that you have to have the high protein, because when they're just little, it's mainly protein. So you have to do all that, and that's a lot of mealworms, etc., cat food. And then once they graduate from formula, you're into dog food, cat food, wet can, dry, and it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot, and that's not even, and that's if they're just orphaned. If they come in injured, it's a whole nother ball game. And then you have all the towels, all the pee pads, the amount of wash that's continuous.
So if somebody wants to give you a donation right now, what's the best way to do that?
Through either our Facebook page or our website, PoconoWildlife.com or PoconoWildlife.org, or just look us up on Pocono Wildlife Rehabilitation Education Center on Facebook.
So they're preparing for the season. So here's the funny thing. We did that story last week. We were with them last week, right? This week already, take a look at it. The first batch of squirrels showed up. It's a litter of squirrels already, and they're preparing to have hundreds of those, and possums and rabbits and birds. So if you want to help out, we are going to take a short break, but once again, there's how you can make a donation. We'll be right back.